Hey everyone, I didn't even do an intro because I didn't want to make everybody wait. Hold up, y'all, my cord is caught. 1 second. Trying to get all this myself situated. Shout out to everybody that's been waiting. Oh my God. Let's see. It says this, I have 0 people in here. I'm pretty sure I got some people in here. Okay. Shout out to the 23 of you guys. Everybody come through. Hopefully those notifications went out. I don't think that they did, but oh well. Let's get it together. I'm trying to clear my throat. I've been trying to clear my throat all freaking week. Shout out to everybody. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. I didn't start with an intro. Wim, how you doing, Wim? Liz, Christy, welcome. Everybody come through. Tassie, how you doing, love? Chico's in the house. Vic, um, yes, hit the like. Everybody come through. It's a chill Saturday, right? Shout out to all of us. Everybody come through. You're drinking. I need to. I'm still kind of like, decongesting and shit. It's just no, I'm cussing. It's too much. Hey Flor. Hey everybody. I'm gonna let people come through. Let's see where everybody's at. It is so interesting. So let me tell you. Let's start by having a little conversation before we really get into the 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 live. So I find it so interesting that people I posted 2 videos up. Russell Brand went live he did a video yesterday or the day before. I think it was the day before. And he talked about the fact that there were some allegations that were going to be coming about him. I'm going to say this. I appreciate that he put that out there before these news outlets did, because I think that it's important that anybody that's facing anything like that gets ahead of what they're facing. Now, he is adamantly denying that these allegations he's saying these allegations are false, they're not true, and they're allegations, criminal allegations of some sort. So I expected to see some criminal complaint, some police report. I expected to see something, and I have yet to see that. So we will see what comes out of that. But I find it so interesting that people that are his supporters, because I could tell y'all are in the chat, immediately want to like pick a fight over someone reporting the allegations that he got ahead of. The last time I checked, Russell Brand is against censorship. He spoke about it last year, I believe it was about a year ago, against YouTube censoring his content. So if you have a problem with my speaking on the allegations that he is getting ahead of and that every news, blog, media reporter is speaking about, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. You're going to have a problem with Fox News. You're going to have a problem with Andrew Gold. You're going to have a problem with every other YouTuber as well as other media source that's speaking on this. So what you want me to say? I didn't make the allegations. The allegations are out there. I just had to collect a couple people because they were in their fifis. That's all. I'm not speaking. I'm not saying that the allegations are fact. The allegations have been put out there. He got in front of them, and that's how it is. Rabbit, I never liked him on TV, and Jay Brimmel, y'all are entitled to your opinion, whether you like him or not. This isn't, to me, it's like he happens to be a public figure. He is media, YouTube channel, all kinds of things. He happens to be a public figure. So whether you like, whether people like him or not, whether I'm a fan of this, it's neither here nor there. Personally, I am the person that can separate the artistry from the man or the woman. I think that's how we have to be in this world, at least how we should be. Sorry, guys. That's how we have to be. So why are we so uncomfortable over people calling this ish out? And I will say this, I I know that some of the victims are anonymous. They're in their every right to be anonymous. If that's their right. I don't know how long they'll remain anonymous, because when you put some stuff out there, you already know how the internet is. People find out things, people leak things, people say things. It's just how it is, right? So I'm just kind of confused. But yes, Jules of Just Trade says, I'm confused on this one. I mean, I have no doubt that he was probably a huge douchebag. She said douchebag. I haven't heard anybody say douchebag in like years, like 20 years ago. But he's been out of that life for a while. Right. I think he's like, wasn't he like a recovering um like sex addict? I think that was he self-disclosed a lot of this stuff. I'm making this up. He self-disclosed some of the stuff. So, and this is throughout. He like he said on his video, he said, I've been very open about his concession, what he calls consensual dealings. He has put that out there. Ain't nobody putting stuff out there for him. Tough conversations, but they need to be had. Absolutely. Oh. I would agree. Let me see what you guys are saying. He isn't hidden. He used to be into drugs. That's absolutely right. Was a completely different person. And that's my understanding. And shout out to his recovery, his sobriety. Okay. Shout out to that. But I also feel like, if for those that are fan base of him, and that's absolutely fine, shout out to you. You can't be coming for people that are reporting on the things that he got ahead of himself of. If anything, he's put himself out there before Channel 4 and the times.com, because he knew that this was going to come out. And honestly, I think that was a smart thing to do. If you are facing these kinds of allegations, get in front of them. You should absolutely. Now, I don't know what he plans to do, because he didn't say that on his video. He didn't say, I'm going to sue everybody. He said that it was some type of silencing method, because he's, some level of an agenda. That's what he's put out there. At this point, I've only seen the video clip from Channel 4. Let me see. Let me show you guys. This one right here, which we could totally watch. I uploaded it earlier. I've only seen that, and I've read a little bit of what the Times said. But to me, even the verbiage on this right here, because they're saying, I have to call you on so and so because he's a sex offender. Listen, the title sex offender, last I checked, belongs to somebody who's been criminally charged. So I'm waiting to see what is out there. I just Google search sex offender, and a sex offender is a person who has committed a sex crime. So until he is formally charged, then I think that that's the route that I'm going to take at this point, because I am a true crime channel, and that's kind of how I feel. Tuesday Dead says, I've always thought he was a creep. That's your opinion. Yeah, I like him and get him to the Greek, but now I don't know what to think about him. I don't know. Tinkle Tits, how you doing, love? Channel 4 tried to come with the story a year ago, brand new for over a year, about the investigation. So this is interesting. He knew that this was out there. I think eventually he knew that something like this was going to hold up, y'all. My dog's outside. He needs my attention right when I'm live. Yeah, he knew he was if he knew that this was going to come out, then he put himself out there before these allegations came out. Chico says, I'm going to reserve my judgment until more facts come out. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's even with, like, I remember back when the whole R. Kelly thing happened, that was a whole like issue too. And now I look back, and all the people were problematic. I don't think it's fair to make these allegations and be anonymous. Also, why so many years later? Harley QT, you're not the only one who has said that. And again, I'm not I want to honor everybody's comments that is feeling some type of way, because these are, unless I see something more, like, I haven't watched this whole thing. It's supposed to be released tonight. And we'll get into it. And I even had some thoughts about some of the stuff that they were saying, but hey, man, I mean,
I phoned and somebody asked what it was regarding, and I said, that's regarding Russell Brand being A sex offender?
She said she phoned somebody regarding Russell Brand being a sex offender. I don't think he's been criminally charged. I've only heard of somebody being called a sex offender if they've officially had that label. That's my thought. With a promiscuous with as promiscuous as he was blatantly in the public, it was bound to happen. See, Christine, I thought this one too. I said he has said it was all consensual. That's fine. That's what he has said. But I'm also thinking of other people that I'm like, I wonder if allegedly, but like Mr. What's his name? Howard Stern. I think he's had people come out as well. Like these are people that, you know, people come out later and it needs to play out criminally or civilly, and I guess we'll go from there. That's as much as we can say. So they've been in this investigation, like I said on the upload, for more than a year. Channel 4 dispatches, the Times, and the Sunday Times have been investigating Russell Brand's treatment of women. So I'm kind of wondering because Russell said that he had people reach out to him, the two outlets, right? It was two outlets. And I'm wondering if he ever gave them a comment. Did he ever direct them to his attorney? Like, what happened here? Normally, I would be the first to believe accusations, but Russell Brand speaks up about very controversial subjects and people want him shut up. And I seen that too minted. And this is why I said like yeah, shout out to all I don't know if I have any Russell Brand fans here. I might. But the people that said in my comments, well, this is misinformation. This is speculation. Yo, Russell got in front of these allegations. He doesn't believe in censoring people. I'm going to repeat myself again. In 2002, in September, he had an issue with YouTube over censorship. So if he knew that this was going to come about, what did he do? He got ahead of them to bring about these allegations. Now he denies the allegations, but I don't really know. We don't know to what detail these allegations are other than what this little clip says, what the times.com says. It's not enough information. Thank you, Tassie. It's not. And I want to know, all right, so these allegations are out there. This is an expose. What criminal what criminal stuff do we have out there to even support some of this? And it's very concerning to me that at some point one of these victims was a child. I have questions. I do. One had a rape kit done. Interesting. See, I didn't even know that. So there's a rape kit. But I agree with you, Tazzy. I'm still trying to like weigh in the information. Very dangerous backlash when people begin to doubt victims. Absolutely. Because it can turn into not believing true victims. Yeah, and I think about everybody. I've never really touched on the Amber Heard, Johnny Depp stuff. And it had the internet divided. Let's just be real. I never really looked into the case. I never reported on it. I saw the recent docuseries that Netflix did, which I was like, is this about YouTubers talking about the case? So to me, it was like a very weird documentary about the case. I didn't really necessarily care for it. I would have preferred something different. Maybe I should have watched the trial. I really didn't watch the trial. But this is the thing. When it comes to celebrities and people making allegations, and some of those allegations haven't been founded, there's usually a division between the people that believe the celebrity and the people that believe the victims, and then the people in the middle. Kaylin Walker, Superfly, was one that I covered here about almost a year and a half ago, where it literally pinpointed bloggers against each other and bloggers doing some nefarious fuck shit to try to cover for this B-list, Z-list celebrity that came on YouTube and try to rally people so that they can attack victims. And that's what happened. And it notoriously, it's always been this way. And so I kind of like, damn, where do I report? What are the facts? What do we do? How do we go from here? Some of us just stand in the middle and wait until we get all the facts in the big picture. The stuff seems pretty political. That's what everybody has said. There's so many risks for survivors to come forward. Absolutely, this being one of them, right? If allegedly, if anything, that these victims is true and they're saying it, yeah, they have a target on their back just as much as Russell, who is the perpetrator. Like, they both have targets. You know what I'm saying? But yes, let me see what you guys are saying. The cult mentality is everywhere. Ryan admitted the lawsuit was real. I still had people telling me he said it was fake. Russell Brand is going to have the same kind of, you know what? And you could tell people. I'm so glad you brought this as a point. I was sitting here telling people, okay, granted, I didn't show all the information. It was a screenshot. It might have been a little wonky, and the Pacer system didn't update all the way. Like, I was telling people this shit is real. You told people this shit is real. Everybody was telling people this is real. And then, even after we had a case number and everything, and we told them this is real, people are going to believe what they want to believe. That's just how it is. I'm just saying. Amy said that the rape kit was frozen. I had no idea, Amy. That is interesting. He had a rape kit and had her underwear frozen too. Wow. See, I didn't even know that they could. I mean, I guess I did know that they could freeze shit like that. I didn't know they could freeze underwear with like the semen, I'm assuming. Yeah, I'm very proud of who has become in the recent years. Honestly, it's shocking that he has a voice of reason. Well, I will give him this. At least he came out and he said, before all of this allegations came out, publicly, he said that this was going to happen. I'm a little surprised because typically we learn about this shit like in the news, on a blog. That's how we learn, right? The child was of age of consent in the UK, if that matters. How old was the child, Becky? Can you tell me? Um, RB is off. He pushes crazy extreme conspiracies and is riding off the wave of fear that is rolling in America. Mm. Chell says, I need to see some evidence on this before I can make any judgments. Shout out to Chell. Shout out to this gorgeous lady right here. I feel that there's certain type of women that were running in this type of circles all those years ago. Drugs and sex, and there are plenty of women who consensually involved themselves, says Radar. I don't know. It says, I found him online, pretty shocked at the difference between then and now. Right. I mean, I will say this, there is a difference between like Russell then to Russell now, you know? Here we go. How dare you, as another woman, call these victims liars and ask why they didn't come forward sooner when you have not been a victim yourself? You won't even understand why it takes time to come forward. Did we call anybody a liar? Did we call? I'm sorry. Are you late? Were you here? Did we did, did, did we call somebody a liar? Why would you even question the four women who would come forward on someone who hasn't even been in the news for years if it wasn't true? Did we call somebody a liar? Girl, you got to pump your brakes. The comment section is did you just click the link? Did anybody, let me know. It's obvious where you're getting at. Is it? I didn't hear that. Lord have mercy. I didn't hear that. Look, knowing how toxic the internet is, I would probably not want to show myself this scary and unsafe. Absolutely, I would agree. She is very lost. Girl, you're lost. I don't think you meant to click on the stream. And I'm not trying to be mean, but I kind of like have to pick on you when you come over here with these accusations of somebody calling somebody a liar. You're late. Watch the replay and then see if everybody called anybody a liar. Just saying. It's either that or sit down and eat your food, something, because you're late. You're late. Thank you. You did. You did. Because I'm like, don't. You're coming over here with some heat, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Who's calling who a liar? Some people are mentioning Amber because of oh, gotcha. Millie says reasons people are mentioning Amber is because at first I believed her and pretty quick I caught on. So I'm gonna wait for more info or for what this is going to be criminally investigated. Yeah. And don't manipulate us. Yes, I will not manipulate you. No, listen. You guys are going to believe what you're going to believe, right? It's just how it is. I'm holding my judgment until I get all sides of the story. I'm allowed to do that because I'm human, you know? Shout out to you guys. Mind of Monsters, shout out to you. Thank you for being here. We want the facts. Yes, we do. That's not what to say to women lie. That's not to say some women do lie about things like this, which is what sadly makes people question actual victims. Absolutely. And men, okay, Lindsay, men and women, both, right? Uh, must be late. No one said he was innocent or guilty. Thank you. That's what I thought. She came in swinging. I'm like, I got to duck. She's going to uppercut me right now. I have to duck. Okay, let's keep. I always expect one or two to kind of do that because they're coming in late to the stream. Let's watch this. So for more than a year, this investigation has been going on. Okay, keep that in mind. But it's the way that they write this that kind of like makes me wonder. So here they say that for more than a year, they have been investigating Russell Brand's treatment of women. So are they investigating the allegations or the treatment of women? Or both? See, this is kind of like, I don't know. Am I supposed to read the line in between the lines here? I just don't. Treatment of women in what way? Based on the allegations? The allegations include rape, sexual assault, and controlling and emotional abusive behavior. Now, and I mentioned this on my upload. I said I do remember part of my pop culture time frame that there was an issue between him and Katy Perry, and I don't know if Katy Perry's gonna. I don't know what her relationship is now with Russell Brand, but I have a feeling that she's gonna have to speak on this at some point. I'm kind of curious. I think about the comment you read and agree with, which I think is crappy too. Yes, investigate, but people should also be able to be anonymous. Look what happened with the Masterson's victim. I'm recalling too, but it's been a while. I don't really like follow the pop culture stuff anymore, but I do remember there being allegations of emotional abuse in that relationship. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, Ronnie says that the investigation was supposedly about the men in the comedic circle back in the era. Interesting. Mm. You think it's both because it's an expose? Interesting. Katy Perry left him for a reason. He was emotionally abusive. I don't know if that was what the divorce was cited. She never said anything about her old song writer going missing. Yeah, she's been very like you would think she would have spoken about that. Didn't is she still missing? She's been missing for like a minute. But yeah. Chemo Savvy says, respect to Rabbit. It's definitely interesting since he's speaking about politics and pedophiles. Ay caramba, right? Listen, I have been in the last week with the whole Danny Masterson thing and Scientology. I have been amazed by how people cover shit and do shit and get away with shit. Okay, like that has been interesting to watch. Tinkle says he broke up with Katie via. Yes, that's what it was. They broke up via text message. Like they were married, and he like. That's what I was like. He's such an asshole. Like I remember that. Hopefully he's changed from that. Um, but he broke up with her via text or something like that before she went on stage for a concert, side on a documentary. Yes, I do remember that. That I would be like, damn, that's emotionally abusive. If my husband, who Yeah, yeah. My husband, who I've been married to for however many months, because it's Hollywood, you get married now, divorce tomorrow, right? I would have been some type of way like that. That's emotional abuse to me. That you're gonna do that when I go and try to make some bread and I'm singing my songs and stuff like that. You know, no way, Amy. Where did you see, Amy? You're dropping some tea over here. Where'd you see this? You're dropping some information. Can you do me a favor? Here's my email. I haven't seen any of this. Where are you getting your information from? Hold up. Where's my email at? Here it is. Can you guys send me that? I didn't know this. Interesting. So Rabbit, there's been a male comedian who came out against his behavior against women at Channel 4 in the UK. I'll try to find some. Chell, was it Daniel? There's another male comedian. No way. So then the male is also speaking against him? Hold up. Let me see. You said MSNBC or MS? MS News? Let me see. Let me see. Do you think it's possible his sex addiction made him a perpetrator? I don't know. Let's see. I have no fond thoughts of the man, but justice is justice, says Charisma. Charisma, charisma. That's what I heard too. Hold up. I'm looking. I did a little short on that and I haven't heard anything, no updates on that situation. No, his talent agent? Hold up. Shout out to Jules of all trades. Hold up, y'all. Let me see this mess. No way. I found it. Um, oh shoot. This is like, hold up, y'all. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. I don't know why I just did that because I could have definitely shared it. There's another tab here. Exclusive. Russell Brand's talent agency terminates all ties with him, saying they were horribly misled as his live gig is still set to continue despite the rape and sex assault claims. Shit. Is it Tavis? How do you say his name? It's not Travis. It's right here. Wood, I'll say his last name, confirm that they have terminated professional ties with Brand. The comedian 48 has been accused of rape, sexual, and emotional abuse. Where did the whoa? See, I didn't know this. So Wood, who also represents Dustin Hoffman and Lily James, Charles Dance, and Dominic West, has confirmed that they have terminated all professional ties with Brand, who was accused of rape and sexual assault and emotional abuse of 4 women at the peak of his fame. One of the alleged victims of sexual assault, was said to be a 16-year-old schoolgirl who claimed to have contacted Brand's literary agent who was also the co-founder of Wood in 2020. So has this person been like around when all this ish was going down? Oh my goodness. Yo. And he's set to go like perform or something tonight while this thing drops too. Wow. 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 But his talent agent dropped him too. So he called it, yeah, he called her a child. But somebody said in the chat that the age of consent is different in where that went down. Can you guys let me know? Listen, yeah, yeah, she was a child. She was 16. Yeah, he still does comedy tours overseas. I don't know. Yes. Shout out to Andrew. I was watching Andrew Gold. Have any of these women pressed charges? This is the part that I'm like, all right, do we have charges? Do we have like a criminal? I'm ready to read a criminal complaint. I'm ready to go and read something. And I don't know if it's just the expose. So okay, Rainbow says that 16 is legal in the UK. You did? Okay, Millie, on Twitter or X? Is 16 the age of consent in England? I could already this is not going to go very well for a lot of us, that are American and are reporting on this story. The relationship was consensual, she was legal. She's 16. Yeah, but if he was in a sturdy, I don't give a fuck about the laws. England and Wales is 16. I don't know. I'm in my 30s and I just can't imagine being with the 16-year-old. It's just weird. Like that's just weird. I don't know. But hey, different times I don't know. So she's asking for a change of laws in England regarding this, and I think that they could be onto something. Yeah, I don't know if it's. I mean, come on now. I know I got some millennials in the chat. Y'all are in your 30s or older, okay? Or older. Do you guys see yourselves being with a 16-year-old? Maybe that should be a question. Let me. Oh my gosh. Now I'm really going to be testing some of you guys. Are going to be mad at me. Okay, let me just ask. Let me just do a little poll. If you lived in the UK, would you date a 16-year-old? Yes or no? I, I'm just gonna ask it that. You guys are saying no. No, vote. That's I didn't know. It is the age of consent in the UK. Okay, so then yeah, but he wasn't 21 though. Wasn't he in his 30s? Even Wim's like no, and Wim's like hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Look at you. Shout out to Wim. I'm 36 and I'm starting to get turned off by college jocks. Your college jocks aren't 16 though, so keep that in mind. Um, yeah, he was like in his 30s when he was dating that 16-year-old. He said, "No, bro, just no." Um, you got 55 votes. She's like, "I give up. You know who you are." Oh my god, hell, I'm hell. I know. He said 40. Heidi's like 40. It's like no. Okay, shot. See in. Damn, it's just 16 is the age of consent in like 20 states. True, it is. So even if, I mean, okay, so then even if it's in the states, Leah says it's 16. Wine, Crime, and Mayhem says, I do believe that 16 is too young, but I also have to take it into consideration the environment, culture. Those are things to kind of keep up. Like, I came from a background where, you marry young, 15. You run away with your boyfriend. You do. And your boyfriend could be 21, 25. It does happen. But 16 and 30 plus, I don't know. Just seems off. But that's just me. Let me stop because I'm talking too much. So these are the allegations.
He's grabbing at my underwear, pulling it to the side. I'm telling him to get off me, and he won't get off. Like holding me up against the wall, pushing himself in me. He grabbed me and got me on the bed. I was fully clothed and he was naked at this point, and he held me down and he was just aggressively trying to, me.
And I'm just wondering, because it sounds like a lot of you guys said that there's rape kits, there's frozen stuff. Just, it's too much.
I was like, oh my God, he raped me.
He forced his penis down my throat and I couldn't breathe. It was just choking me. I was crying. And he said, oh, I only want to see your mascara run anyway.
Them blowjobs where mascara runs a little bit.
So I got some heat on my shorts, my YouTube shorts, because I posted this. And I said shit just got real because of that. When there are allegations like this, the internet is going to dig at everything. Even if this was just a comedy show, they're going to dig at stuff like this. Let's just be real. However, there was, and I'm only mentioning this because I think it's relevant, there was a rap act introduced in the House that would ban lyrics from being used as evidence in criminal cases. Should such clips like this be used as evidence or as an agenda to say that this is exactly what happened? Like, what if that actually happened to that victim? Or that's what she's saying. She's saying that that happened to her. And here he's reenacting something like this, right? And he's putting that out there. And their investigation happens to come this out, through this comedy show. And he's making fun of this situation. Like, is it fair to use something like this, a comedy show, to say this sounds exactly like what Jane Doe 1 or 2 or 4 is saying? She could have used her words. Art imitates life. Isn't that a quote? And I had to ask, what came first? Hold up, this is a good question. What came first, the comedy show or the accusations? The comedy show, I think. Unless she made a police report back when this stuff went down, and then she or told somebody about the allegations. That's the piece where I was thinking about this. I'm like, this reminds me of that law where rappers, like, if you say something in your lyrics that is like violent or a threat, that can't be used against you criminally. I think it's in California where that is kind of held. So I had to pull that to remember that certain lyrics in songs can't be held against you. So I'm wondering, in such situations like this, okay, where a victim is being interviewed and they're saying, this is what happened, this is the act, and then here is Russell in whatever year this was saying that this shit, this is what he does and it's funny and everybody's laughing. Like, do we hold something like this against him? What would we have to support? I'm just kind of curious. A lot of jokes tell the truth. Let me see what you guys are saying. That can go either way. Did he take the joke from real life, or did the victim take the scenario from the joke to use as a reality? A lot of people have said that. I'm married to a guy 7 years younger than me. That's how old I will ever go, says Charisma. To take that into evidence, I would have to know when the bit was performed and when she came out with this, says A Ghost. He has a call with another comedian calling someone famous in the UK and telling her he fucked his granddaughter back then, and I laugh, and I gotta admit, but watching it now is like, wow. Well, shit, like, why was this funny? Like, this is the shit that we're all part of society. Y'all are part of society too. Shame on you and me. We're all part of society. But why was this funny? Why was this funny then and not funny now? Like, I'm just being very, like, honest. It's like some stuff we have to think about it. I just dropped a video about the fact that Mila Kunis, you know, admittedly lied about her age, and she was 14 and was having to do all these scenes with these guys and portraying this promiscuous character at the age of 14. She's only a year older than I am. When I was her age, I wasn't even thinking about, any of the shit that she was, portraying herself to play. So I have to ask that question. It's like, why is it funny? Why was it funny then, but not now? Is it a weird question to ask? because it's funny to me because it's like not funny, but just interesting in the sense that I feel like as humanity, we're always going to be confronting things like this if we're not really like honest about what are we what is this all about? If there was a rape kit done, then he's guilty. And why have charges not been brought to him? Maria, that's a great question. That's a great question. But not a such evidence from his other than his ex-wife who left him, saying that he was an a-hole. He was acting weird, putting makeup, and definitely awkward as hell. And this was definitely cringe. Well, chemo, like I know that Russell and a lot of other like comedians and stars wear makeup, right? And I might don't necessarily find that attractive, and some people don't necessarily like that either. So, or do, I don't know. So I don't know if makeup necessarily makes a person weird. This is a different kind of style. It's not for me, you know. I really, really hope people will be able to separate their and pecan. This is what I've been saying. I was a I fucking loved R. Kelly. His music is like wow, but after understanding the allegations and then some of the backlash to the victims and then the back and forth, like I don't know if I could sit there and listen to another R. Kelly song without thinking about, well, damn, like what's behind this song or who was victimized after this song or what happened here. It's really hard. And I have had to do that to separate the artist from the music. But guilty I am of like sometimes thinking about the fact that damn, like I liked R. Kelly. What happened? You know? I don't know. I didn't like him in the 2000s and I like him even less now. There's a 16 years difference between me and my husband, but I met him when you were 20 but I met him at 23 years old. That's a little bit different. Girl, that's a little bit different, but I would agree with you that. Who would ever think that that was funny? I don't know. I don't know. Let's see what you guys are saying. Some people saying my husband is 15 years older than me, but I met him when I was 30. He's 45. It's a little bit different, right? You're not 16. Age of consent is UK with no restriction. 16 with no restriction. Gotcha. There are going to be a lot of people in support of him who think that it's retaliation for him for his beliefs. And there's going to be a lot of people who are angry at the accusers. Yes, there will be. If if she's saying there's a rape kit, why would charges never brought up? Well, where are the charges? Will there ever be charges? Cadillac says you're asking a very good question. Let me see what you guys are saying. Hold up. Oh my God, I'm behind the comments. The Glare says, I feel absolutely no different about the song Phil Anya 45. See the glare? The glare, the glare. You're funny. Your friend has a really good voice, by the way. I've been listening to some of his, although it's crazy shit, but he's got a great voice. He's gotten a huge following now that he's into conspiracies, and this is gonna mess him up. Yeah, there is no perfect victim. Remember that. But I have to ask that question. That is the question. It's like, why was this shit funny then, but it's not now? Or maybe it is to some. I can't say that what I was like 10 years ago is the same that I am now. It's just what I liked 10 years ago is different. How I see myself, I don't think, like I said, I don't think I would listen to any more R. Kelly after the shit that I just can't. I can't bring myself to it anymore. Um, but yeah, he knew the conspiracies angle would get him in a lot of views. So you think it was intentional? He describes himself as a narcissist, so that makes me lean more towards the women are telling the truth. Didn't he say he had like, well, somebody must have said that it was like a god complex almost. I don't know.
Good.
Good. That's what he said. We grow. At least we should. So 4 have asked to remain anonymous. Now, 4 have asked to remain anonymous. Is there more than 4? Because it's not saying all 4 have asked to remain anonymous. 4 have asked to remain anonymous. Is there only 4 victims or is there more? Their voices or other identifying features have been changed to protect their anonymity. In some cases, actors have been used. There's 5. Okay, so one of them is not anonymous, but 4 have asked to remain anonymous. This sentence right here, it's like you have to, the way I read it, I know a 4 is enough. Yes. Total of 5, says Wim. Thank you, Wim. Yeah, the way this sentence is written, I'm like, listen, English is not my first language, believe it or not. So it takes me a minute to process.
I've never ever spoken publicly about this before. Russell seems untouchable.
So they're calling their series Russell Brand in Plain Sight. Dispatches. So this is coming out tonight. And then again, we know that Russell Brand has responded to these allegations. Let me see what you guys are saying. Statutory rape means that the person was underage. The person wasn't underage, therefore it's not statutory rape. And I don't know what the laws are in UK, how that works over there, especially if they were 16 and there was consent, or at least I can make an argument for it. It might look a little bit different. Layla says, I just came in, but based on the title and the comments, I guess what's going on. However, I never liked Russell Brand, never found him funny at all. I believe Russell Brand was a terrible person at the point in a public opinion. I guess where I'm a little bit like confused, and maybe we need to go to Twitter for this one. There was, hold up, y'all. What was his publicist's name or manager? I think it's something Stockton Wood Management. Russell Brand. I guess they dropped him, and they've been representing him for like several years. We just went through that. But did they make a statement anywhere else, or they just dropped him? Here we go. The Sun. Whew. Let me tell you guys what the Sun is saying. The Sun. Take it for what it's worth. I'm not really a fan of the Sun. But a woman has claimed she was sexually assaulted by Russell Brand when she was just 16, with the comedian allegedly referring to her as the child. Wow, 16, childlike behavior. In an explosive expose by the Times, the alleged victim claims that she met the actor when she was still at school and he was 31. There you go. I'm just saying, as a 16-year-old, I don't know if I would be dating a 31-year-old. I mean, yeah, just, now I'm thinking about my own dating life. Let me stop. I'm going to pull Andrew Gold's video because he was live and he said that people can use his stuff as long as we credit him while he's reading this article. That, and I also like his accent. So I was like, that's a better read than for me to read it. Let's go over there right now, and I'm going to drop his thing. Hooey. Here we go. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
Night, he furiously, vehemently denied all the allegations. The allegations did come out today in the Times, and is about to be a Channel 4 documentary, Dispatches it's called. That's they look into these things. It's a big deal. They spent years looking into it.
I mean, they've been working on this for a year and a half, it sounds like, right? That's my understanding of it. My thing is do we have any police reports at this point? Like, I want to know.
I was asking you guys in the chat in the last, just a few hours ago, as I revealed what was going on with Russell Brand, and you guys are totally mixed. And I think that means I'm doing my job well, because there is a political element to all of this. And
yes, everybody's mixed with this because y'all are coming for my neck and I'm just reporting the news. Just saying. Let me see what you guys are saying. Does consent matter if you're not allowed to consent? If she was inebriated, see, that's Nola, that's a good point. We don't know whether she was inebriated. We don't know what happened exactly. Or below the age limit, when does consent matter? Rogue Mama, thank you for being a member for 1 month. Shout out to you.
And I think if you guys are mixed who are following me and watching my videos, I'm doing the right thing. I hope anyway. Some of you think that this is a complete setup, that none of it ever happened. And Russell has been speaking against the mainstream media, and that is why he is being picked on. Russell alluded to that himself. That's sort of the one side of it. On the other side of it, people are saying he has been known to have been doing this for years. It's been the biggest public secret that wasn't a secret, and he's even spoken about it himself. And on the conspiratorial side of that side, there were a lot of people saying that's why he left Hollywood. Obviously, he makes a lot of money doing his YouTube stuff. However, he could have made more in the Hollywood stuff. Now, maybe he prefers doing the YouTube stuff. He's obviously very good at it. He's an extremely talented and eloquent speaker. I've watched him many a times, and many a time I find him fascinating. But that doesn't change that he may have done some heinous things over the years.
I could tell that Andrew was conflicted about talking about this. Like, he's like, listen, I'm cool with him, but if he did this, then it doesn't take away from this. Messy Ball says, I'm not coming for you. We don't know what we don't know, and right? They're just accusations. Well, accusations need to be taken serious. People are innocent until proven guilty. Absolutely. I agree. I think he even tried to, like Andrew's like struggling here. Yeah, thank you. And being a womanizer doesn't make him guilty. Having a sex addiction, for those that were in the chat saying, what's sex addiction? That means he's a perpetrator. No, that's not. I mean, if he self-disclosed that and he said, listen, this was an addiction that I dealt with or that I'm dealing with, that doesn't necessarily make him a perpetrator. Not every perpetrator is a sex addict, okay? Gotta keep that in mind. Like, we're not going to have the answers to all of this today. Let's just be real. Yeah, Ronnie, I don't blame him on this one. I'm also like, I don't know where to go from here. I'm on that fence. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm on that fence because I want to see all sides of everything. I'm definitely not calling anybody a liar, like the lady over here in the chat said. Andrew rides the fence a lot, and rightfully so. At this point, Andrew knew nothing. I don't think anybody else did. Like I said, I'm glad that Russell got in front and said what he said, because we could have found out about this through, these outlets. But he said himself, he's like, I'm denying these allegations. So now I'm kind of wondering, what is he going to do legally? Deborah says, I need more. And that's kind of where I'm at too. It's like, we need more information. Allegedly, if he did this, then he needs to be held accountable. If he did this. But there needs to be some type of a criminal investigation, right? There has to be.
I think he's pretty much admitted to this stuff over the years, a lot of it. I mean, that's the thing with it. And as I've said before, it can be that he's being picked on because he's going against the mainstream and because he did the things that he's being accused of. But you know what? Let's watch.
Could two things be right at the same time? Could he also have done what the allegations are, and then he's also being, people are going after him because of his speaking out, and people are saying over here there's controversy. Channel 4 is live now. Are they airing it now? Rainbow, let me know.
And listen and try and understand and then form opinions. And I think the best example of a good critical thinker is somebody who you don't know what they're going to think about a certain thing, right? So who can judge things on a particular one-off basis, who can say, okay, I love Russell Brand, I love the stuff he says, I agree with all of it. However, maybe this stuff is going on, maybe it's not. We will watch it. Now, I've gone live slightly earlier than I was supposed to because I've come to find that one of the things Russell talks about a lot, YouTube has been in a very censorial mood today. And what I put out just a couple hours ago is still up, but they've demonetized it. They've flagged it, made a
Lord have mercy. I expect a flag here too. I already know. I'm trying to see. Isn't this the one with? Hold up. Let me see where Andrew reads the article. Hold up, y'all. See, maybe here it is. Is it this one? Oh no. And then Andrew's gonna go live later on too, probably reviewing it. I thought he was going to read this article 4 hours ago. This might have been in right here. Hold up. Does he even show the article? I don't see it. I don't blame him for treating this a little bit like with kid gloves. This was 5 hours ago. Has it really been 5 hours?
Oh, Brand would go on to be hired by the BBC.
Here it is.
This, and then he held my mouth shut and made me swallow, so I was just gagging and crying. The relationship ended when Brand invited her over one day.
Hold up, y'all.
The Times right now. So, you know, I will put the link later below to the Times article. You have to be a paid up member, though, to get it. The Times continues, along with these interviews of the exes and friends and people who worked with Brand. Reporters have seen private emails and text messages, submitted freedom of information requests, viewed medical and therapist notes, scrutinized Brand's books and interviews, and watched and listened to hundreds of hours of his shows on the BBC Channel 4 and YouTube to corroborate allegations. Brand, who is now 48, has managed to maintain his fame for the past 2 decades through reinvention. First as a stand-up comedian known for debauchery, before becoming a primetime Channel 4 TV host, BBC radio star, Hollywood actor, and most recently, a wellness guru and anti-establishment influencer with millions of followers online. Throughout his career, Brand's material has acknowledged his sex addiction, and he has often publicly joked about his predatory behavior and sex life. There were rumors of more sinister behavior said to be discussed as an open secret by senior TV and radio executives and among female comedians who warned each other of his behavior. But the women involved previously felt unable to speak out. Their stories, now told publicly for the first time, shine a light on Brand's mistreatment of women behind closed doors and on the industries that enabled him. Yeesh. The Times and the Sunday Times gave Brand 8 days within which to reply to detailed allegations, including information to enable him to recall the alleged incidents. Lawyers for Brand initially said that they were not in a position to provide any response to the allegations because we had posed, or the Times had posed, a large litany of questions and had intentionally chosen to anonymize the names of the women. They characterized this as deliberate and part of a preconceived strategy aimed at damaging their client. They said that publication was a concerted campaign, and their client believes that there is a deeply concerning agenda to all this, namely the fact that he is an alternative media broadcaster competing with mainstream media. That's going to be key in this. Pressed to provide a full response, the same lawyers did not reply.
Interesting. Give me one sec. I had to cough. He's definitely tried. I mean, so people are saying that the timing is a bit off. I truly believe this is more about getting rid of free speech. If those women were truly affected, then go to the cops, not Channel 4. Well, did they? That's what I want to know. Like, did they go to the cops? The first time the Times and Channel 4 making money off of this. I sped it up. He's not speaking fast. I sped it up.
When given further opportunity to respond, Brand broadcast a statement on his YouTube channel saying, amidst this litany of astonishing, rather baroque attacks are some very serious allegations that I absolutely refute. He said his relationships have always been consensual. He accused the mainstream media of a coordinated attack and said that there are witnesses whose evidence directly contradicts the narratives. The Sunday Times asked his lawyer for evidence, the evidence referred to, but no answer was provided.
So I think Russell also said in the statement that there was stuff to support that he hasn't done anything.
And there are all more. I'm going to get into these. It's actually the specific incidents, the specific things he's done. I'm going to get into this. It's during the game I was watching, Tottenham, but I'm going to have to not watch the rest of that and hope they win as I go further into this. It is absolutely mad. A lot of people in the comments are saying this sounds fabricated. Others are saying that they're not surprised to hear that he did these things.
He did.
I don't even want to come down on one side. I don't need to get hundreds of hate mail again today. It's not a very nice feeling, but I am happy to or able to report the news that the Times has reported, and you are then able to make up your own mind.
Exactly.
I welcome plurality of opinion on this channel. That's what this is about, and it's all new and coming to me right now.
If Russell Brand is not he doesn't like censorship. He said it more than once. So why is his fan base trying to censor everybody? Why can't we have an opinion or see both sides of the story? That's what we want to know. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Let me see. Oh my God, I froze it there.
I would only say as a word of caution that sometimes really good people in other ways do bad things.
True.
You know, it is possible that he did these things. And
true.
This is something that has been talked about for a long time. that thing about it being an open secret in the industry. We'd all heard bits and pieces about Russell. Maybe I can actually find that. Can I find that Catherine Ryan video? Because if I can get hold of that, it's just quite interesting. And she's not like woke or something. She's not like anti Russell Brand. Okay, let's have a look.
I hate how people make that argument. And I've said it before, excuse me, my throat is acting up, that it's like you can't make an argument because immediately they put you on this woke bucket of people. I'm just making an opinion. Some people might like it, some people might not. Doesn't mean that I need to be censored for my opinion. Just like he stood out and said, yeah, no censorship for me. He also deletes comments if you mention, ooh, he deleted mine, and it's only positive comments you usually see on his stuff. You talking about Russell? Highly recommend that you watch. I will. I just watched the preview. All right, guys. So I'm gonna let you guys go. SW said to say those things. The timing is off. Why? I don't know. I don't know, SW. I don't know. I hate the word too. I don't know what that means. I'm like, sure, we're whatever. I don't care. I don't ever really talk about political stuff here because I don't like to. But I usually call out a lot of BS because that's how I see it. Do we know that the accusations are from the UK? He lived in the US. Now, that's a good question because people have said different things. People have said different things. So I guess we'll see what happens. I guess we'll see what happens, right? And we'll keep talking about it and reporting it, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, I'm letting you guys go. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you feel different, that's fine. If you're trolling, good for you. Thank you so much. Make sure you hit that like button. I'll see you guys on the next one because I got to go tend to baby bunny. Rabbits out.